The Alpha Sessions.
Hello and welcome to the Alpha Sessions. I am Macie Lewis and I'm joined by the brilliant Mari Dangerfield. And how are you today?
I'm feeling good. It's been a nice warmer day out of this autumn time, which is a nice surprise.
The one hot day has been this morning the temperature was awful. Did you feel it?
Yeah, I could feel it. I put my jacket on coming out and immediately took it straight off. I put it in my suitcase because I thought, nope.
At first it was freezing and right now it's like getting way too hot. Too hot for jumpers. So then tell us all, what is your genre? Like, how do you describe your music?
I would say alternative pop, alternative electronic, that sort of world is where I like some.
So when you perform your songs, you play the keyboard. Do you only play the keyboard then, or do you have guitar, electric guitar? What else do you?
It kind of depends. So I do a few different setups when I perform live. The one I'm doing today is my solo setup. So that's with the keyboard. I also have some mini synths from a stylophone range. I don't know if you've heard of the stylophone. Yeah. And then I have the band setup. So I have bass guitar, guitar, and then some of the electronic stuff that I do. There's a possibility for me to have a drummer as well at some point in that setup. And then I do like an acoustic duo setup with it.
What's your favourite setup?
Difficult to choose. I really like the band shows, I think, because then there's more kind of energy and I get to share the experience with other people. It's one of the most fulfilling aspects, I think, of doing this. So then,
you say you're like alternative. What sort of music did you grow up with, or artists that influenced your career?
So I got really obsessed with David Bowie when I was about 14, and I think that had a really major impact on the trajectory of everything else after that. In terms of like things that I decided to do, so the stylophone was because of David Bowie, and I got to work with his producer a couple of times as well. And then I had a lot of other artists I like too, obviously the Spice Girls. And
they're amazing. I love the Spice Girls.
And Elton John is actually my very first musical memory. I was on a cruise ship dancing to Elton John's song. Have
you ever seen either of them in concert?
I really wanted to. Elton John's tickets were so expensive.
They were.
I might, if Spice Girls do another reunion tour.
If they do, we're all going.
Yeah.
Get everyone down the whole team.
100%.
Yeah. So I also know that you begun your music career through the competition Mute, and you won it, which is incredible. So well done for winning that.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. So tell us about your time in the competition. How was it for you?
It was cool. I definitely didn't expect to win. There were lots of really cool entries. One of which I'm glad she also won, because she was one of the...
2 winners?
There were like 3 winners.
Oh, wow.
So there were different categories in the competition.
Got you.
So it was one like, it was a piano version, one was for like the actual video itself, and one was like a different wacky version. And I won the wacky one, of course. Yeah, one of them was actually shot in Innsbruck in Austria on top of a mountain, and she was saying to me like her fingers were literally freezing because she was playing in like minus I don't know what outside. And they actually did a trick because at one point it got so cold they couldn't do it any longer, so they actually went inside and filmed some of it inside, and you can't really, like, unless you knew, you couldn't really tell that they actually filmed the close-ups inside. Yeah.
Wow, it must have been awful in the cold. I couldn't even stand the British cold, let alone on the mountain.
I know, but it made such a beautiful video, so
yeah, I'm sure it was
amazing.
Mm-hmm. And you also produce your music, don't you? You write and produce it.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
So which one do you prefer then?
I prefer writing. I prefer the initial stage when I'm developing the idea. Something magical is forming, you know, that's the more special moments
So
for
like,
me.
when do you know when you have the idea to write it? Like, what brings you to think this is going to be a song?
I think it's the lyric first, most of the time. It's a lyric and a concept together that seem to fit. And then maybe a melody will come and creep in for one of the bits. I'm like, oh, I like where this is going, and then take it
Just
from
goes
there.
from there.
Mhm.
It just formed its own song.
Yeah.
And they're amazing, the song's amazing.
Thank you.
And speaking of songs, you just released your new EP, Eco Fever.
That's right.
That was in June, right? So what inspired the name of the EP, Eco Fever?
So Eco Fever was named after the title track, and I got the name for the title track from the idea that there's a kind of, I suppose, a buzz around climate change, and it's an important topic at the moment and will be for the foreseeable future. And the fact that summertime is like a really upbeat, really happy time of year for people. They enjoy the good weather. There's a whole thing to that, and there's a whole thing to loving nature as well. And then there's the whole Saturday Night Fever disco side to it as well. So I kind of put that together.
Together I made Eco Fever.
Yeah.
It sounds so cool.
Thank you.
I've always loved the animals, they bring a calm that I don't know, that I could never know anywhere else. The tallest mountains, deepest seas, they draw me like a melody. There's more to earth than I could ever see. There's nothing like it, it's the world. 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 I've got an eco fever, and it's not coming down. I've got an eco fever, there's no turning around. A whispering among the trees, the feeling of an ocean breeze, it's Mother Nature's symphony. I've got an eco fever, and it's not coming down. Earth is fragile, beautiful and ours, but only for so long. So love her all I can with the best of me. As the temperature rises and the world gets excited, seasons turning over to catastrophe. There's nothing like it, it's the world. 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 And it's not coming down. I've got an eco fever. There's no turning around. A whispering among the trees, the feeling of an ocean breeze, it's Mother Nature's symphony. I've got an eco fever, and it's not coming down. There's no turning around.
The Alpha Sessions.
What is your favourite song on that EP then?
I think, it's a difficult one to think of. Ruins is really important to me, but so is Eco Anxiety. I think I like the Eco Anxiety remix the most.
Why is that?
Because I think I'd never had a song kind of dealt with in that way before. This was remixed by Rory Childs, and kind of when I heard it for the first time, I went so crazy. I was so blown away by it. So I think that one. But a close second is definitely Ruins, because it's just a moment for me. You know, we all have these moments in life that something shifts, we learn a hard lesson, and that was one of them for me.
Right, and you also performed Ruins for us. So do you want to talk a bit about Ruins, explain, or?
So it's kind of about letting go of an important relationship, and I said it in like an apocalyptic world where we're it's not very upbeat, but we're all kind of doomed by climate change. We're kind of at the end of the world, I suppose, because of climate change. And this person is also facing the end of the relationship, and it's all kind of happening together.
So would you say it's like a lesson for everyone, or a warning?
I suppose it's like art fused with climate change with a big breakup song. I think that's what I would say. And anyone, you know, art, you can make what you want of it.
Yeah. And you've just signed to the label Dimple Diaries, right?
Double discs, yeah.
Dimple Discs, my bad, sorry, Dimple Discs.
Okay.
And I want to know your journey towards being signed by them, and how has this changed your career?
So it was very unexpected. I was performing a show in Old Kent Road for someone called Neil Much. He does a radio show, he does a blog, and he does live shows as well. And someone from the label, in fact the head of the label, was there at the show and really liked my performance. But it wasn't like an immediate exciting thing. It was several months later they got in touch, and I would say it's provided a little bit more stability in what I'm doing, a little bit more, it's streamlined it a little bit more. So you know how with independent artists, when we're doing the social media, we're doing the promotion, where, you know, organising everything from top to bottom. With the label behind me, they're doing the distribution. They are organising things for me, sometimes like shows. So it makes it a lot easier. They've
So even waiting for shoulders.
Yeah, it is a certain way, and it's a support as well. You know, someone that cares about what you're doing. It's a nice thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And have they helped you create any new music, or is that all off your own back?
They kind of fund a little bit of if I need to have a mix done or anything like that. But yeah, mostly I still do it myself in terms of like production. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll be open to maybe more collaborations in the future, so we'll see where that goes.
Yeah. And you have begun a collection called 7 Dresses, right? Yeah. So these are the dresses that you wore at different parts of your career. And I want to know a bit about your collection. Like, tell us.
Yeah, sure. So this was an idea I had that I wanted to break away from like the whole t-shirts, hats, badges thing.
Typical merchandise.
Yeah. Not just because I wasn't satisfied with the kind of environmental I guess standards. Even like the most ethically made t-shirt uses gallons of water, and you know, can I justify that really? And I thought, well, I think I can do better than that. And why not have the clothing that is part of my legacy as an artist available to others to own and to honour and to enjoy? You know, that's a much more sustainable way.
And it's more personal.
Forward. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I created a collection of 7 dresses from over my career. That featured in different things like music videos or live shows, photo shoots, that sort of thing.
That's really cool. I know, like, when I watch artists, I'm like, oh, I want to know where they got their top from, this from. So it's really nice that you're showing it.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cool.
Thank you.
So what is your favourite dress in that collection then?
I think the two-tone dress.
So when did you wear that?
I wore that for the photo shoot I did for my album CD promotion. So it was on the inner sleeve and in the zine as well that I did.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now I want to do some quick fire questions, okay?
Sure.
So it's to do with fashion, because also your song Fashion Whore as well, right?
Yeah.
We're going to link this all together. I'm going to give you options of clothing. You've got to tell me straight away which one you'd rather wear, okay?
Okay, no pressure.
Okay, no pressure, no pressure. Right, skirts or dresses?
Dresses.
Okay, jeans or tracksuit?
Jeans.
Jumper or t-shirts?
Jumper.
Shorts or trousers?
Trousers.
Hats or scarves?
Hats.
Heels or trainers?
Trainers.
Handbag or rucksack?
Rucksack.
Now, leather jacket or denim jacket?
Denim jacket.
Coats or cardigans?
Cardigans.
Ooh, okay. So now I know a little bit about your style, and maybe everyone else can kind of pick up from there. We can see on your website too what you're going to wear, and I bet you it's a lot of the stuff you listed.
100%. And there's going to be
Yeah.
more coming in terms of like the collection as well. That was just the first part.
I don't wanna hear about your fashion haul. I don't wanna wear what everybody else wears. Wanna be a witness of the fashion fall instead of filling pockets of the billionaires. Take it back to mass production, triumph of our age. Never mind the thousands who don't earn a living wage, making all the garments they could never own. Gotta hit the target, working to the bone. Bound from the internet, it's shipped around the globe. Oh, so cheap you wear it once or leave it in your wardrobe. Once it's out of fashion, in the bin it goes. What on earth is happening to all these clothes? All the speedy fashion houses, they won't say a thing. It's the end for you, the awakened shoppers sing. Goodbye now and ever, 'cause the secret's out, and they like to take it slower now. So I don't wanna hear about your fashion haul. I don't wanna wear what everybody else wears. Wanna be a witness of the fashion fall instead of filling pockets of the billionaire. You know much better than to make a massive buck out of exploitation. Yeah, you know it really sucks to be raking in the money when you just don't pay. Guess that's why you're always giving it away. Find a big celebrity and grab them by the heart. Send them to a deal to die, another bit of earthy part. Just another day inside the hamster wheel. Keep production going, yeah, the hustle's real. If I had a recipe for fashion crime, it would go the volumes of the sweatshop lines. Oceans full of microplastic underwear, greenwashing our faces so we don't look bare. CEOs who never lose a taste for greed, always here to sell us more that we don't need. Circular collections take us for a ride on the road to ecocide. So I don't wanna hear about your fashion haul. I don't wanna wear what everybody else wears. Wanna be a witness of the fashion fall instead of filling pockets of the billionaires.
The Alpha Sessions.
I also saw that you recently played on the Frank Skinner radio show, right? So how did this make you feel being on a radio show?
Yeah, it's cool. He's a great guy, and it's really, really nice of him to include someone like me. It's a pretty small, unknown artist on the show.
Would you say this is like a big stepping stone in your career?
I think so, yeah, definitely. That and the BBC Six music plays.
How was that?
Yeah, lovely, yeah. Really, really nice. I got played before Metronomy, which is one of my favourite artists, for that one as well, so.
Have you got more gigs from it or streams?
I think gigs are what give me more gigs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So someone seeing me live, I think there's like no, I've learnt this, I guess, over quite a long period of time, but there's no replacement for being in the room with someone in terms of building that connection. And that's the number one thing I think that will drive, it's certainly for me anyway, drives more engagement with fans and more gigs as well, because then they're like, oh, that was really cool, I would like you to come and play here, and that kind of thing, you know, it kind of spirals and goes from there.
Definitely. So where's your favourite place that you've performed then?
I'm going to take a second to think.
Think of all the places.
I think Chats Palace was really cool. Yeah, that was a really cool show. It was a huge venue. It looks kind of small when you first go in there, but then I literally got on the stage and like, whoa, this is like 150 people in here. I think it's probably the biggest show I played accidentally. Plus, it was hosted by a band called the Near Jazz Experience. The bass player in that band is the bass player from Madness, so I got to meet him. So that was really cool, and the band is insane as well. The guy puts like 2 saxophones in his mouth at once. I don't know how he does it. And he gets like the audience interaction, everybody gets a shaker, and then they want to take it home at the end, and he has to be like, sorry, we need them for the next show, please give them back.
Yeah, but that seems like so much fun. It's so great when it's interactive.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It seems like so really much fun. Now, the big question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you thinking of touring anytime soon?
I think I'll definitely try and tour my second album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would still like to do shows very regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm in kind of a transitionary period with that in terms of getting like a good flow, a good balance in my life for that to happen. So yeah.
So
definitely.
Where would you want to tour then? Like,
I would do the UK
yeah.
first. Yeah, the UK. I did like a mini tour for my album. I think last year or the year before. And it was like little venues, so I did Brighton, London, and then Newport, which I don't know if you've been to, but it's in the middle of nowhere.
How was it all there? Was it fun?
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. And as I said, like, you get to find new fans, meet new people, and experience new places. I love travel, so it's a win-win.
Yeah. So is there anywhere in the UK where you're like desperate to go perform in? One of the places which is definitely on your bucket list for touring?
I think Scotland would be cool, because I've not done Scotland before. Because I've done Wales, I've done England, so like Edinburgh or Glasgow or somewhere. Also Liverpool. I really like the vibe of Liverpool.
It's really cool around there. Really cool in Liverpool. Rhymes. Even better.
Yeah, cool Liverpool.
So now I want to know what your social medias are, what platforms you use. Tell us. How can we find you?
Yeah, so I'm pretty straightforward. I'm at Mari Dangerfield everywhere. So that's MariDangerfield. I'm on Instagram, X, Threads, TikTok, of course, Bandcamp, Spotify.
Everywhere.
Even Reddit.
You got everything. Do you have a website?
Yeah, MariDangerfield.com and YouTube.com. Mari Dangerfield is like where my music videos are, my main music videos. I also have another YouTube channel in the works for my past projects, which was stylophone tutorials. It's called Sound of Stylus, and that's a podcast as well. So for people that are interested in learning about the stylophone and people who've done really cool things with it and made their mark, that is something that they can check out as well.
That's really cool. So do you run that podcast?
I do, and I'm currently, this month we're recording some of the episodes for season 2, so I'm excited.
That's really, really cool. So yeah,
you.
check it out. And I'd love to end this session by asking, what advice would you give to aspiring artists?
I would say get in on the social media early. and know what you want. I mean, like, for example, when I was starting out, I didn't know what I wanted in terms of what I was doing. I kind of figured it out as I went along. So it's kind of like, it's contradictory, like, know what you want, but also figure it out on the way if you have to. And I'd also say make sure that you're enjoying it. Like, it's really easy for everything to become overwhelming and you lose sight of why you're doing it in the first place. So make sure that it's a passion project through and through. Like, you don't compromise yourself for anything.
Definitely. That was really, really nice. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for talking to us today, performing for us. Thank you. And yeah, I hope you have a good afternoon and stream Mari Dangerfield.
Thank you.
You never said it, baby, but I know that something's wrong. It isn't like you to forget about me for so long. I opened up to you, and now I wish I never had. The truth is that I always end up opening my mouth to say whatever's on my mind, and there's a graveyard just behind. You couldn't handle it. You couldn't handle it. We're in ruins like the ice caps melting in the sun. I know we're done. We're in ruins like the ice caps melting in the sun. I know we're done. You always knew what I wanted and what I really need. But now you're gone, it feels like our house is haunted. Seen a ghost that I had never seen. I'm on the end of it, just like I'm on the planet Earth. But looking back, I see that our foundations were so shaky. There was no way we would make it as the cracks began to show before we tumbled down. No way to fix us now. We're in ruins like the ice caps melting in the sun. I know we're done. We're in ruins like the ice caps melting in the sun. I know we're done. Someone up there knew that when you slammed the door hard in my face, you'd do it all along, but it had never been my place there by your side. But our love would subside. We're in ruins like the ice caps melting in the sun. I know we're done. We're in ruins like the ice caps melting in the sun. I know we're done. We're in ruins like the ice caps melting in the sun. I know we're done. We're in ruins like the